Okay. Online. Looks like we're starting. Good. Let's get into explain. All right. Check, check, check. And for those of you who want to join us on the Discord server, I have that up today. We have the chat. All right, so it looks like we're all good to go. All right, well, I hope it is anyway. I'm not sure the desktop audio is coming through on the stream, so please let me know. Anyways, today I'm going to be flying the Legacy, which is a freeware plane available on the org. And I'm curious about this plane because it's not really designed for VR flying, and I think maybe this might be one that I might want to mod to make it more VR friendly. And doing that, which means this flight is going to decide or determine what things aren't working in VR mode and what things I might have to change. So this gives me a little bit of a video reference on what items I'm noticing needs to be changed in the plane. So let's go into the plane itself. And I'm all set up here, ready to go. Today I'm also using a new tool called TwicVR to monitor frames. So I'm looking to see how well it performs. I'm using this instead of 3J FPS right now. And it has an auto mode and a user mode where you can sort of set these sliders to control the number of objects or the clouds or whatever to help keep your frames at 45 or better. Okay, and I think today we're in Oceano, and I'm going to consider a flight from here in Oceano to Camarillo. So that's L52. And so we'll get that in. Now the first thing I'm noticing is that I'm not really sitting right in the plane. Now it looks kind of like I'm far enough back, but I'm a little over to the right, like if I'm sitting straight like this, it doesn't, let me recenter the view. Okay, the stick is way off to my left where my knee is. So what that means is I need to change the default hotspot. So that's the first thing, which means I probably need to move this over a little bit. And unfortunately, what that means is every time I get out of the view, I'm going to have to reset that. So let me see if I can go ahead and change. Let's see. Can I do that? Can I? Let's see. I thought it was with the controls here. Maybe I'm not in X-Plane correctly. Let me check to be in X-Plane in order for those controls to work. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's, to me, that feels a bit center. Now as far back, I guess that's right, but geez, that feels awfully far away. I mean, look at how far after. I mean, I'm hitting my my yoke, and everything, trying to get to those throttle TPM controls. So that's a bit of a problem. It just seems to me that I need to be a little bit further up. I'm way too far back, even though the backrest kind of looks right. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. So let me see if I can. There we go. This feels a little bit more comfortable to me, and I think this plane you kind of sit back quite a bit. So so you're almost like in a semi-laying down state in this plane. It is an experimental. Okay, so let's go ahead and start procedures to get this plane started. There goes the key. That works. Let's see. Let's put on the battery. And let's see what we have here. I'm not that familiar with this plane, so let's see. We have strobe lights. Alternator should be on. That works. Okay. I'm not sure what high boost and low boost is. That's probably a fuel pump or something. Let's see. We have our transponder. There's the autopilot controls there. All right, and this, I mean, these look like they're kind of 2D. This whole thing, this whole panel here looks 2D to me, but I guess it's okay. So let's see if I can get this thing started. Let's turn the avionics. Well, I guess we can wait on that for a minute. So let's see. We need to turn the fuel pump on, or the fuel tanks on. There we go. That kind of works. It was a little bit difficult. Let's get the mixture on and throttle a little bit on. Let me move this up now that, let's see. It's a little bit hard because I'm like reaching into my yoke. Let's see if I can put it somewhere where I can see it. Can I do that, I guess? Guess we can kind of do that. Okay. And let's see. I don't know if I'm. Let's get the strobe. Let's see. Nav lights, sliding lights, speed brakes. Don't need the speed brakes. I don't know what low boost is, but I think that's a fuel pump. All right. Let's go ahead and turn her on. Okay, so here's the first problem. This should be on a rotating dial, and it looks like I have to click every time I want something to happen. Okay, it did work, but I had to point, instead of rotating it like I was supposed to, it's like I have to click onto the actual thing I want, which is not great. All right, let's turn the avionics on. Okay, that's looking okay. We've got a menu here. That kind of works. Okay, CDI. Okay, that works. It looks like it anyway. Huh. That's an interesting checklist. Okay. So all these buttons kind of work with the laser pointer. I can't really, I mean, it's like way further up, and my yoke is, you know, I know this is a joystick plane, but I have a yoke, but that's okay. Looks like frames are doing okay. Let's get our that's weird. 1, 2, 0, 0. Maybe this works a little differently. One, 2, 0, 0. Does this even work? Okay. Oh, I see. So it's 1. There we go. So it puts it in place. This doesn't work like the other one in the Cessna, but like you have to make sure the cursor, I guess, is on the right one. That's really weird. So if I go 6, see, it's on this one now. 6, 6, 6, 6. So now I'm on this one. So now I can do 1, 2, 0, 0. Okay, that's a bit strange. That might be not something I can fix with VR, but interesting. Now I also noticed there is no grab place for the canopy. So there's no place where I can, at least I can't see where the button would be to close the canopy, which means I'm going to have to use the keyboard to do it. I don't know if there's anything I can link here. There doesn't appear to be a hotspot or anything to the let's see, I don't need pitot heat, to the canopy. So I'm not sure how to do that. There's no button here. There's nothing. So I'm sure that's the parking brake. Make sure I'm not moving this way. So no, there's nothing. Well, no fear, because I can bind a key to that. So let's see, I bound Z to it. Okay, that's good. Great visibility in this plane, by the way. So that's good. That works. So now let's see if I can program my flight into Camarillo. So that means I'm going to go straight to Gaviota, which is down here. And then direct. I believe I'm going to go after that. It's direct to Camarillo, but I might have to go a little bit off to the right of that. So see Gaviota to Camarillo. I might butt up here against these hills. So I don't know. Well, maybe I can just follow the coast, but I'll just put Gaviota in there first and then Camarillo. So let's go to flight plan. Let's see if I can do flight plan. Okay, that works. Let's delete the flight. Whoa. Okay, so this is another one. This is not a rotary dial like it's supposed to be. Okay, so this is going to be a lot more difficult. So, okay, that push button works. Let's do. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's really hard. Okay, so I can go backwards pretty easy. But I gotta get it right on the... Okay, there's... So I gotta press the button every time I wanted to make a change. That is really annoying. So that's something I need to fix. That's gotta be a rotational dial. And it looks like I can really only go one way with it. Whoops. Okay, there's Gaviota. Okay, and then KCMA, so let's... Oh, that's so... That's hard. It's easier for me to go left. Wow, every one is a trigger button. That's definitely something I gotta fix. So that's target. That's a main target for the VR conversion. I think it's no, is it CMA? I think it's CMA. Yeah, it's CMA. You gotta hold your hand steady to get that laser on there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're good there. That's okay, so we got our program in. Good. Let's get into our airports. Let's see. There's no frequencies here, which means we're on Unicom. Unicom is 1227. It looks like. Let's see how that works. Oh boy, same thing. Wow. 1, 2, 2. It's the same kind of thing. So these should be a rotational dial on the inside. That's hard. I can't hit that. So I'm not going to be on comms today. It looks like. Look at that. I can't get to the fine dial. It's like it's all one. I hope I can fix that. Because if not, that means that the comms are not going to work right. All right, let's check the flaps now. Flaps I use on my TPM or on my flight control sticks. Let's check to see those are working. Looks like we got up to 40 degrees. yoke. That goes up, that goes down. Good. I can't see the tail, but I've got free and correct or free things. Now this is really unique. This is very custom to the build here. But it looks like all the buttons actually do work. It doesn't look like this works though. Let me see if the GPS. Okay, now that's telling me to go exactly. It looks like the arrow is opposite of what it should be, because I should be pointing to 130. Right, that's my desired track. So I don't know if this will work. Let's see. Nav one. Is that better? Let's see, does that do the same thing? Yeah, see, that's the same. The CDI needle is the same. So if I put it on GPS, now it should be following my GPS track. Huh. Looks like I'm pointed 220. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right here. 220. So it should be following my magenta line, which is here. So I don't know if that's something I can fix. All right, let's see if I can tune into San Luis Obispo for ATIS. 120.6. Wow, that's hard. Looks like there's a really tiny target there. If I hit it just right, I can get it in. But that certainly has to be fixed. Oh boy, that's hardly tolerable. Oh jeez. Huh. Well, I guess I forget about it. See, let's do it by elevation maybe. Okay, so the elevation is what is it, 14? Where are we at on barometric pressure? That looks better right there. Okay, so we'll just use that. Okay, well, definitely not going to be on comms today. So that has to be fixed. That's totally unworkable. Let's see if some of these other buttons work. Can I go range? Yeah, the range works. It's a bit fickle, but I'm sure that the direct is selectable. That's good. Menu, clear, exit. Okay. Flight plan, procedure. Yep, that works. But it probably is hard to dial to it. Okay, and I don't even know that button works. Most of these buttons, they actually do work. They just, they're so difficult to use in VR. So, yeah, a lot I have to fix there. Okay, let's put the flaps back up. And let's get going. This is interesting. You got speed brakes here. Let's see how the speed brakes work. Huh. That worked. Wow, this must be a fast plane to need those. Alright, let's get nav lights on. Don't need taxi lights. I'm not sure what boost or cross tie is, but let's check to see if that's on. I don't see any problems with it. This isn't experimental, so who knows what the heck that is. Okay, there's my engine gauges over there. My EGT is right here, so I can use that to mix. And I'm going to be flying at 75 today, because I need to clear some of this airspace and the mountains there around Gaviota, and also clear this Charlie. So let's go ahead. Let's see. I'm going to just assume I'm taking off direction towards the ocean because that's all I can do today. Okay, parking brake off. Okay, I'm going to cross the runway here. Yes, I should be announcing, but my comms don't work. Wonder if there's a windsock around here. I'm going to do a run up at the end here. Not 100% sure that what the right procedure is for run up, but I'm going to just use the basic. I'm going to think it's close enough since it's a piston driven airplane. So we'll just check the mags. We'll check we've already checked the flaps. We've already checked the control surfaces. Well, brakes are a little bit. Okay, that's good. Okay, parking brake on. Okay, let's rev up. About 1800. Do mag check. Left. There we go. Okay, those look good. Let's cycle the prop. Okay, that works. Bring it back down. Engine gags are all in the green. Back to about 1,000. Yeah, I think we're ready for takeoff. All right, graphics are holding up pretty good for now. Let's go ahead and take off. All right. I'm going to check something on the stream before I take off. Hold on. So I got no desktop audio coming through, looks like. I wonder why that is. Huh. Desktop is default. There it goes. Alright, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so now you should be hearing the plane. Glad I checked. Alright, here we go. Bit of torque there to the left. That's fine. On that. at that. It looks like, look at that. That's really off. The dial there. That's really off. That's not something I can fix with VR. I don't think. This control here, it's just reading incorrectly. I'm gonna have to go by the by this on here. Track. Maybe it's experimental. Sitting really far back.
Approaching altitude.
I must have it set to 55. Guess you do sit far back. Gotta fix that again. Fix when I'm sick.
Approaching altitude.
Time to cruise. Go directly by the GPS. Santa Maria down there. Well above its airspace though. Pretty good here. Still got a little tendency to want to try to trim that out. That is really annoying because that's what I want to look at to let me know I'm on track. Really, really annoying. That's a problem with the plane. It's got to be a problem with the plane. I can't fix it with VR. The VR config file. Now let's check to see if the autopilot works.
Autopilot engage.
Okay, let's see what it does. See if it follows this thing or that thing. Looks like we're good on altitude. Okay, looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. That's good. You can actually use the autopilot to do that for you. Check to see if these buttons work. Okay, that works. That works. That works. These don't work. Those don't work. None of these work. Whoa, that's weird. What was that? Music? That's music? It's a music button. This thing has a music button. Unbelievable. Guess someone likes classical music. Just repeat like that. That just repeats, it's on a loop. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. I didn't go to some of the sites around here. Man. This is just hit my head against them. That's got to be Vandenberg way over there. Just past Santa Maria. Over there. That's good stuff. Looks like there's some spikes. Interesting. A little stable now when I'm back in. And I'm back where, see, I gotta fix that hot spot. So, yeah, there's gotta be 2 hot spots too. These little weird quirks. I mean, the plane is actually kind of cool. I mean, this is probably my biggest problem up there. But I like the layout. It doesn't look like a standard garment. It's a little different. Like it's like shrunk to fit. And this is totally custom. This whole thing here with the buttons here, this is totally custom. Let's set the heading to my track. Maybe that would help. That's probably a little bit easier than using the dial there. Okay, so all those buttons already work. That's good. That's good to know. All these switches here on the left appear to work. Low boost and high boost. No idea what that is. Looks like Autopilot's working. That's good. Let's check my fuel tanks. So if I'm on the right tank, so I only burned about 2 gallons. Still doing good. Let's switch it once I get over Gaviota. Cruising at about 150 some 52 knots, looks like. Autopilot is on. So let's see if I can. Stable. That's until I get into a heavily densely populated area. So I'll turn my head. See, it dips. Turn my head. Boom, dips. So let's take it back to 75. Turn my head again. Less dip. Turn my head again. That's good. That's more stable. I could also auto do, but when I do auto, whenever I do auto, it just sets both of them to 0. And that's unfortunate, but that's what it does. I want some. What is that? Santa Inez. Lighter, lighter. Interesting. Should be pretty close to, what is it, the Solvang area. Santa Barbara is just over this ridge. I'm going to be following the ridge to Camarillo. So the two biggest things so far that I have to fix, I guess, is all these dials here. These are the biggest ones. I don't know if I can fix this in the ordering it does, but it looks like other than that, this thing is. I mean, if I can get just these to work and these to work. These dials here, which they're clearly like set up completely wrong. I mean, look at that, they're set up in halves like that. I need to set them up to be rotationals. And then I also need to fix the hot spot. That's the second biggest item I need to fix. Those two things are not too hard to do, I don't think. I can't fix the heading the track indicator here. That's a problem with the plane that has to go back to the developer. And that's good. This would be a nice flight along the coast. Should be turning now. Very soon. 10 seconds. So I'll be curious what happens to this. Look at that, it doesn't even move. It doesn't change. Wow, that's really weird. Well, the autopilot did its job. It changed direction, at least. Let's match up that heading indicator. That works. Of course, once I do fix it, I'm not sure how long it will take me, but once I do fix it, I will put it on the org so that if you want to do this in VR as well, you'll have the same setup that I would have, which will change the hotspot and also the, well, hopefully I can fix that. I'm not sure because one of the problems I have is I'm not sure how to change these green hotspots, you know, these targets. Right? And, you know, whether you go up and grab them all the way or whether you do the laser pointer, like I tend to do that because I have a lot of stuff in front of me and I start hitting the yoke and I start hitting the, you know, and it just, whoops. What did I do there? I hit the, see, I hit the throttle mixture, so I throttle prop, and it changed my cruise settings. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't really, you know, reach out and grab things with the controller here. Somebody asked that in a previous video. Why do I always use a laser pointer? I also don't know if I can make it so that, have something on the canopy to close it. There's no switch in here that I can see. I can't see any place here to close the canopy, which has got to be a short-sighted issue on the developer, because you should have that. You should have that, on here somewhere. I mean, I guess maybe in real life you have to grab it and close it, but still, when you're in VR, I mean, the way you grab it is you have to have a hotspot on there. And unfortunately, I don't know how to create these hotspots. Where they shine like that, shine green when you put the laser pointer on them. So not sure. Not sure how I'll do that, but I think what's likely to happen is I'll change it to a dial, and then like this side will be low course and that side will be fine, or something like that. This one is totally different. See, this one has the entire thing there is highlighted green. Instead of here, you have left, right, and a center button. So I don't know if I can fix that. And then there's no green at all on the course dial. So interesting. See if I can do a nearest. Okay, so I can do nearest page. That's good. Okay. So it's just a matter of I have to, change that to a rotary dial type of thing. Everything else, everything else here, like these are all set to toggles. These are all set to toggles. So these are set to toggles. That's good. These are set to push buttons. That's good. Stable. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if right now California's got all those fires going on, unfortunately, and I wonder if it would be something that could be in the future, where you could set real world conditions, and then if there's a fire, you would see the smoke in X-Plane. That would be kind of cool. See the fire on the ground, glowing. You have like real dangerous conditions there to fly in. And maybe even you could fly a water tanker and dump a bunch of water onto it. Light up on fire. That'd be fun. Another 12 minutes to Camarillo, which means pretty soon after we get past the Charlie airspace, we can start descending. Let's see if my track's going to take this. Is it going to be fine? I'm going to stay over the ocean. Maybe. And if I recall, most of the time we're landing in this direction. So let me go to airport information. Only 26 we're targeting. It does have an ILS on. Oh no, without ILS on. Right now the weather looks clear. So no need to worry there. 290 at 4 knots. So 26 is probably the best runway. Once we're past that Charlie airspace, we can start descending. Just off to our rear now.
Hey, Spooled Up, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So what I'm doing is I'm testing the Legacy, which is a free download. Here, let me give you an outside view. I'm testing this to see how compatible it is with virtual reality, because I'm thinking about modifying it and seeing if I can get it to work better. Right now there's lots of problems with it. Like there's no hotspot, so when I go back into playing, it like gives me this, you know, I have to do this every single time. The center of the joystick in my lap. So things like that. I mean, buttons here completely wrong. I mean, these should be dials. They're toggles, and they're like one increment per click. Sucks. And this I can't fix. This is completely wrong. It does give you the distance from track, but it never gives you the gentle line where it should be on the heading. So yeah, I'm getting good, but like I was demonstrating earlier, if I turn objects all the way up, look at what happens when I turn my head. You know, I get a dip. Whenever I turn my head, all those objects have to load up. So it looks like it's stable at about 75. When I turn my head, I get a little bit of a drop, maybe 70. I don't have any clouds today, so I can turn that pretty much off. If you want to look at my hardware setup, I have a video on my YouTube channel you can check out. Alright, we can start descending. So I'm going to turn autopilot off.
Autopilot disconnect.
Thank you. Gentle descent here to, I think I'm going to go down to 3,500. So I got 4,000 to lose. Doesn't really give me a vertical speed here. So I don't see it. I'm not quite used to these glass cockpits yet. Pretty nimble though. Well, perfect chance to test the speed brakes. Aerodynamically, the speed brakes work. That's good. There's the vertical. Oh wow, really. It's that little purple bar right there, to the right of the altitude. So I was really dive bombing there. Put the mixture back. Oh wow, congratulations and join the club. Well, welcome to the club. Yeah, you know, I was really looking at doing a pit myself, but you know, when I looked at the price, and you know, I just couldn't do it. You know, it's just like I would have been spending, you know, thousands just to get all the gear, and then I'd have to build it myself, and I'm not great at that stuff. I'm not great at building. But I do admire a lot of people that have done it. Yeah, I love VR. I mean, you can't beat this. I mean, look at this. I mean, you're in the plane. You know, you're in the plane. You can't beat this. Can't beat it. Set my altitude back to 35. At least I don't have to keep clicking at first. I can just hold it. That's good enough. Okay, let's put autopilot on.
Autopilot engage.
Didn't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Now it's controlling better. Okay, here we go. Yes, it is. Especially if you get a certain. My next big thing is going to be getting Pilot Edge, because that will really complete the puzzle. Because right now I don't really have ATC, at least not good ATC. I do have my private pilots too, but I did get it a long time ago, so I'm not exactly current. But you know, you never lose your love of it. So this is a great way to do it. Plus, I'm using it to teach my son how to fly, at least to the limits that I can teach him. In a safe environment too. So yeah, I got as far as my instrument rating, and that was back in the mid 90s. I'm getting some stutters here. Things are loading in. Things are loading in. Whoa. Okay, let's go to auto mode, see what it does. Interesting. Well, it's fighting to keep it, so it must be loading some stuff in. Okay, that's not good. Look at that. Let's hope it smooths up. Yeah, I must be getting into the LA area. That's really barely tolerable. Barely tolerable. It says 45 frames, but I'm not getting 45 frames right now. I'm seeing some jitteries going on. Yep, I have a butt kicker, but I haven't been able to get it to work because I don't have a 2.1 speaker system, and if I just plug the subwoofer part in to the PC, it doesn't like it. It doesn't recognize it. I have to have some kind of 2.1 audio system in there. So I haven't been able. I have a butt kicker, but I haven't been able to make it work. And yeah, I'm definitely not current on my medical. Definitely not. Okay, so let's start planning for landing. So we're going to be 2.6. Let's see, so we're kind of at an angle. Ready? Let's see how much longer we got. We got 3 minutes out. Okay, I'm going to start descending to pattern altitude. Pattern altitude is about 1,100 feet. Let's get it off autopilot.
Autopilot disconnect.
So what kind of PC do you do VR on? Well, it doesn't say it is. It doesn't say it's required, but with my PC, if I just plug in the subwoofer, it won't auto-detect that it's an audio output, and I can't manually turn it on. So I don't think this is butt kicker's fault or anything. I think this is just the way the computer is picking up an audio output. So it's something I need to fix. But something to beware about if you don't have yet. And if you do get it hooked up without it, let me know how you did it, because I can sure use the knowledge. By the way, and it would be nice to have the vibrations playing. There's the airport up there. I guess I will enter a right downwind. Camarillo's got a little special place in my heart because it was the first airport I did my cross-country to. My first cross-country was to Camarillo Airport. My first solo. And one cool thing about Camarillo is that you have a lot of nice World War II planes that are stored there. They're just sitting out. You even have I think they even have a Constellation, or at least they did back in the day.
Hey, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Not much, just finishing up a flight to Camarillo.
Awesome.
I guess you're on the Discord server.
Yeah. No, I've got your stream up right now, so.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Let's hope I don't screw up this landing on live stream. This thing is a little bit tricky to land. It's a yeah, it's a 260. Getting down.
Yeah, I might do Daytona Beach to St. Pete later in the citation.
Dude, is there a CSL for that?
I think there is. I'm trying to see if anybody has one. I know somebody who's a real world citation pilot, so that's on Discord.
Well, I'm trying to this Lancair out in VR. It's not really designed for it, but trying to see what needs to be fixed on it. Maybe I can do a mod.
Yeah. For now, if I log in with the citation on VATSIM, I'll log in as a Learjet.
Oh, okay.
It'll look close enough.
A little close here. Didn't have a good view of the is it way up there? I'm okay there.
Hey, what's that program you're using for on VR with like your sectional chart?
That is called Avitab.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
And it works even without VR, so it's a great one. You can just what you do is you let me land here. A little fast.
Yeah, I don't have VR, so, but I've heard of Avitabs.
Didn't break anything though.
Yeah, I'm just now watching your landing.
Yeah, that was horrible. But the
oh yeah.
The ground handling on X-Plane is really tough.
Yeah. Do you have XP Realistic Pro?
No, I do not. Maybe one of these days. So let's see.
Yeah. Avitab.
This is my first stream using the Discord server, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Another person who's watching the stream. Oops, sorry. So this is a default Camarillo spooled up, and I'll look into that scenery that you just mentioned. because Camarillo is a cool airport. If I recall, where I parked was way the heck over there past the tower.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah, the guy who John Fly flew with is the guy who's gonna help me with citation.
Sweet. I had a long time ago, I had a chance to ride on a right seat on one. And we just did a very short flight from Orange County to, what is it, Palomar. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have an aunt that lives in Paso Robles,
Okay.
but I'd like to go over and visit her one day.
California is sort of a mecca for flying, at least Southern California.
Yeah.
It's a great place to learn too. You have all the airspace within a short distance. You know?
Mhm.
And the weather's usually pretty good. You never have to worry about ice or anything like that. It's a great place
Yeah,
to
my
learn IFR.
my 4Flight subscription just expired the other day. So we got like my dad had bought the year subscription,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it just expired. So
So
I'm gonna have to find other places to find my charts for now.
well, with AviTab, you download them off the FAA site. They're all free and they're all up to date. So you just have to make sure you upload them every now and then, re-download them. I mean, and because they do update every 6 to 9 months. So you just need to go and get them again, and you just basically put them in the folder for AviTab on the maps. There you go.
Mhm. Hey, have you tried flying that new freeware plane?
Which one?
The one made by I think it's like V Flight Air or something. What's that one?
No, what's it called?
I'm gonna look it up. The Navion.
No, I have not. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a vintage aircraft from like the 50s,
I will have to.
but you can have like Avitab and all that stuff in there, so that'd be great to fly on stream.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get this off. I never did change tanks, but let's see. John Fly just did a few citation videos with a real citation pilot. Oh, I'll check his channel out. Awesome. Sorry, I should put this, I tried to put this over here so I could see it a little better, but sometimes it hits my yoke and then I can't move it, so there we go. You have a Ryzen 6 with a 1070. That should run X-Plane no problem. A 1070 is good for VR.
I just reinstalled X-Plane yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff installed that I don't know, I'd installed over the past couple months and it was slowing my sim down, so I just reinstalled it and I'm getting like 40 FPS now.
Cool. Well, let's see. How tough is it to install the other program you monitor VR with? Actually, these are really easy. All you do is you basically drop them into the plugins folder, and then they'll appear. Let's see, in the plugins down here. So some of these are Fly with Lewis scripts, and if it's a Fly with Lewis script, you put it in the scripts folder, and there's the VMI TWIC, right? And 3J FPS works exactly the same way, and then also with AviTab, you just put it directly into the you put it directly into the plugins folder, and then it appears here. And then with I'm using for the YouTube, I'm using Move VR, and that lets you bring just about any window that's open on your desktop.
it allows you to bring that into VR. So what I do is I pop out the YouTube chat from the YouTube site, and then I just bring it into VR, and that gives me my YouTube. So Move VR, definitely recommend it if you're going to do VR streaming, because it's really cool. You can bring YouTube itself in there if you want to. If you're on a long flight, you can bring YouTube in. You can watch videos. So, and then this is a new one. I'm trying out Twig, which is a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, but it allows you, like, you can change all of the variables for lights, and I don't really get into this stuff so much, but you know, you can customize a lot of this stuff, and like I did have to go into it when I first started, because when I was flying at night over the ocean, all the stars were like reflecting off the ocean, like totally unreasonably looking. And I had to go in here and turn all that off, like reflections in the water. Like if you leave that even on one, then at night all the stars reflect off the water, and it just does not look right. You know, the only thing that should be reflecting is maybe some haze moonlight. So anyway, that works great. I really like Twig VR. I like, 3J FPS too. It's pretty good, but that's good. So let's turn this off, so I'm done with the flight. And let's see, I gotta open the canopy note. I have to sort of peek through my VR headset because I had to bind this. And so for VR, okay, so the conclusion is that it's almost there for VR. I just need to bind 2 hotspots. I need to fix the dials here by changing them to rotaries. And other than that, and I don't know if I can create a hotspot for the cockpit canopy, but if I can, then great. If not, I can probably bind it to some place on the yoke when I'm flying this plane to open and close it, because there's stuff that I'm not using on the yoke when I'm flying this plane. So, all right. So I think that's the flight today, and I want to thank everybody for joining. And I'll talk to you later. And I'm gonna end the stream now. But we'll do some, maybe Sim Captain. We can do some stuff later if you want. So I'll see you again next time on Father Son Flight Sim, and have a great day.